Good kill.
Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be having a look at the Aim-9x Sidewinder. This new and modern version of the classic Sidewinder missile is a really scary one, and those of you who have been hit by one in DCS are well aware of how deadly they can be, displaying high off-bore sight capabilities with the ability to pull massive Gs to hit their target and extreme countermeasure resistance, not seen from any other heat-seeking missile. If your enemy is flying an Aim-9x capable aircraft and you suddenly feel the urge to merge, you should definitely reconsider, because you're going to be in for one hell of a surprise when that thing pulls a 90-degree turn and hits you right in the face. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at some Aim-9x fights. Alright, here we go. These Aim-9x's, they're going to be, it's a very dangerous fight whenever there's a 9x involved, let alone two aircraft both carrying 9x's. And we're going to see how it goes here. At the end of the day, there's going to be a little bit of probability and luck involved, but there are things that you can do to swing the fight in your favor, and one of them is pre-flaring, and you know, we'll see some of those tactics here. There's the merge, and looks like we're in a one circle fight. We'll lock him up. Fox 2, mine missed, his missed, and he's pre-flaring. He almost hit me there. I'm gonna go for guns. Guns. Come on, there we go. Good kill. Altitude. And he got off another 9x there that almost hit me. Alright, next round. So you see the pre-flaring is very, very important when it comes to the 9x. If you don't pre-flare, you might as well eject pretty much. I mean, they're very dangerous in that regard. And so here's the merge, and you still got to jam the Wes, but I mean the Wes is very hard to jam on the M9X. You got to get really close to the guy. And there's the merge. Back in a one circle. And come up. Fox 2. Oh! How did he survive that? What happened? So I have no idea how he survived that. Maybe the missiles hit each other in the air? I don't know. We'll have to find out in the replay. And there's the kill. Fox 2. Yeah, I think those missiles hit each other. So, I mean, you guys will know because I'm going to splice in the replay. But That's really, really interesting. You don't see that often. All right, round 3. There's the sun. We might be able to make use of that for this next one here. We'll talk about, you know, the 9X, obviously susceptible to pre-flaring, but if I can use the sun like any other Sidewinder or heat seeker missile, it's gonna really struggle with that. So I'm actually gonna turn into the sun here and see if I can use the sun for cover. You can see I'm already pre-flaring as well. There's the bandit pre-flaring. Get the lock. Oh, okay, he fired his, look at that. His Sidewinder went stupid right there. I had a horrible time locking him up, so I don't actually get a missile off. Lock him up, Fox 2. What the? This whole Sidewinder hitting Sidewinder thing, I don't see it often, and we saw it twice here already. Alright, here we go. Alright, Fox 2, there we go. Good kill. And his missed. Went for the pre-flares. Just don't hit the ground, don't hit the ground, don't hit the ground. There we go. So the sun thing actually worked really well, and pre-flaring obviously again works. So if you use two of those together, it's a pretty decent tactic, I think. Going for the vertical. Oh, and the one thing I always forget to mention in these videos because it's so common sense: come off the burner. Come off the burner. Okay. Obviously, your afterburners are a very nice, hot, juicy thing that an Aim-9x is gonna love to hit. And so there's the lock. Fox 2 missed. Damn. All right. Lock him up, lock him up, lock him up, lock him up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Fox 2. Oh no. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Really helps me out when you do that. Big thank you to all of you who are already supporting the channel. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Alright guys, let's have a look at a couple of quick tack views here. As we got Master J in the Swiss Hornet, and I'm in the Canadian Tiger Meat CF-18. And so here's the merge, right there. And so we talked about kind of the WEZ in the video, which is the weapon envelope, employment zone. Okay, weapon employment zone. And what that means is, imagine like this is the maximum effective range of the Aim-9x, right? Relative to my Hornet here. There's a little zone in here where the Hornet can't, or sorry, the Aim-9x can't get a lock, right? Like when it comes off, it just can't hit that target. It's way too close. And this is where you want to be during the fight. If you're here, you're completely safe from the 9x. And this range, from my experimentation, is about 2,000 feet at the most, which is well within gun range, right? So you really need to hug the other guy. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do here. And you can see the one way to do this, one of the most important ways to do this, is to go into the one circle fight, as you see happening here, because it's just closer quarters. When you think about it logically, this is me turning, and let's say Master J went this way. You can see this is a far greater range, right? By the time we're within shooting parameters, there's lots of room for the 9x to hit you. So you really want to hug the other guy as much as you can in the fight. And so here you go, you see this is the pre-flaring. You see me dropping flares, expecting him to get a 9x solution, and mine comes off. Master J flares a little late on this one, but you can see, and we were well outside of the minimum. You can see we're at 3,800. So both of these Sidewinders actually do track. They just go for the flares. And same with mine. And then, you know, once again, we're going back into the one circle, trying to hug each other's ass here. Keep it tight on the other guy. There's my 9x. That one actually came off without a track. Master J's comes off, but you can see how close I am to him. Right, look, I'm within 1,800 when that missile comes off. And you can see it just can't pull enough. It's pulling 30 Gs. 30 Gs at the most I saw there. And it just couldn't hit me. I was too close to him. And so here he comes around again. And so at this point I fired one. I thought it had a track, but it didn't. So that was my mistake. And right here, you can see that missile came off at 2,100. So just outside the minimum. And there's the hit. So it's a pretty scary missile, the Aim-9x. Very scary. And also consider at the merge, look at me at an indicated of 450. Oh, and another thing, I keep forgetting to mention this. Turn off your burner, right? So here I actually come in at 460, then I dump the nose because the nose is his gravity is gonna pull me through this turn. I've turned my burner off in this fight, and we talk a lot about leaving your burner on in dogfights. That's with guns, right? All of a sudden you're in a Fox 2 fight, and I mean, there's a lot of guys who will pull the burner right around here when you start pre-flaring. You know, you can pull the burner out, but I'm not sure if enough of the heat has dissipated for that to not be, you know, a good heat source. So I just pull it up here because I don't expect a 9x fight to last much longer than 1 or 2 turns. And so when this happens, and then right here I might turn on burner, you know, and then turn it off right around here. You know, so you really got to play with your burner. You have to consider the fact that your afterburner is a very juicy target. All right, let's have a look at one more. Okay, so let's do this one here. There's a couple of things to talk about in this fight. So there's the merge. Now that's a 2 circle, right? And you can see how the distance is much, much larger here. Up to 1 nautical mile. Like, that's very dangerous. But you can see what I'm doing here. My tactic is to actually turn into the sun. Now in DCS, the sun doesn't look like this, right? It's an absolute huge thing. It's like yay big, like the heat source and all that stuff. So I'm definitely in a position where I could be messing with his seeker head when it comes to like identifying a proper heat signature. And on top of that, I'm flaring and I'm coming around, get my 9x solution. His is coming off. Look at his missile. His missile had some sort of track when it came off. You can see it's actually maneuvering to try to hit something, but it goes completely stupid. I mean, it goes away from the sun pretty significantly, but it's very possible at the moment of launch something happened to that seeker head. I don't know. I would have been more convinced that it was the sun if it had come off in this direction, but you know, I don't know why he did that, but it looked like it had track and then it went stupid. And so there's my 9x and it's gonna hit Master J. Now there is one thing that I'm doing incorrectly here, and that is the fact that I'm up against the blue sky. Now consider, just pretend there was no sun here, and what you're seeing is a very easy solution for the Sidewinder. Regardless of the flares, you're still a hot target against the blue sky, which is completely cold, right? So you're an easy target. When you look at me, looking down at Master J, I have the heat of the ground clutter as well that I have to deal with. My Sidewinder has to deal with. So he's actually in a pretty good position. Now he gets kind of unlucky. Like, just because you're, you know, below the other bandit doesn't mean that the heat seeker is going to definitely get confused, but your odds are better. And it's kind of the same principle as notching, but not really. I mean that in the sense that if you're below the bandit, the notch is easier. But you know, you're still dealing with the heat clutter on the ground there. So things to keep in mind. All right, guys. So you can see these 9x fights, they're very dangerous and very quick. So I hope that you guys found this video some sort of useful. Maybe you can use it in a server, in a merge or something, and maybe you'll get yourself a kill. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.